you can see the camera from that angle. So it saves me.
For those of you not on the inside.
Oh, come on, please don't do that.
Welcome. To those of you from across the river, bienvenue. I thought that might go over well. To those of you who don't know, I'm Canadian. Just out of curiosity, how many of you didn't know that I was Canadian? One. God bless you. 2, 3, 4. Pleasantly surprised? I thought so. South of the border, the 49th parallel, I believe it is. Is it? 42nd? Anyway. Down on the state side.
I can give you a website.
When a Canadian comes across another Canadian,
look at them.
And we find out, you're Canadian? I'm Canadian. There's like a nod, a secret. And all of a sudden, everyone else isn't in the club.
C-O-N.
Here's something really wonderful.
Junkie. J-U-N.
In the States,
K-I-E.
Edmontonians are friends with Calgarians.
I'll try visiting it and see if it goes.
It's true. And I'm proud.
Very responsive.
There's nothing I like more than coming out to these things and talking to you guys. But this bit in the middle, in the front, in the top, right now, that I'm doing now, I used to be really good at it. Not so much anymore. I'm out of practice. You know who's really good at it? I don't know if you were here yesterday, Jewel Staite. So as a buffer, and to keep the quality high,
Got a section here.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind, I invited
There's a tab
Jewel
at the
Staite.
top. There's a tab at the top that says YouTube, and you can see everything that's last day, like Ottawa Comic-Con, San Expo, Montreal, everywhere.
Hi, Jewel.
Hey, buddy.
The same as
Please
yesterday.
sit down in my,
Hi,
what is my
everybody.
living room?
Happy Mother's Day.
See, that's good. I didn't do that.
You missed that one, pal.
Let's pretend, Jewel, that this is my house and you've come to visit me. Sit
Okay.
down, please.
Oh,
Please.
thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
glad you could be here with me and my friends.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for letting me crash your panel. Super
Hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, what have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
I do. You've been in Ottawa at the con.
I have. Smelling some tulips.
That's true. I saw you do that. Last night we passed by some tulips and you said, hold on a second.
Gave them a sniff.
Nice.
We ate at a really good restaurant last night. Called
18.
18.
You had the blue cheese encrusted steak.
Cindy had that, but I ate most of hers.
Right.
And I had the duck.
That's right, I tried the duck.
Delicious.
I'm not a fan of duck.
And you liked it. And I told you you would.
It's a little shishi poo-poo for me. But I don't like shishi poo-poo. And I like the duck.
I'm really digging this new shishi poo-poo term. It was an interesting bag of characters last night, our table.
Mixed bag of nuts.
Mixed bag of nuts.
Starting at the head of the table, let's go around.
Okay.
Will we? And if you've never met her, oh God, what a charming, wonderful lady, Anne Wheaton.
Yes. Great hair. Great hair.
And if you haven't met him, what a charming man, who's right now probably sleeping it off in his underwear. My brother Jeff. Empty chair.
Empty chair. Well, no, Martin Garrow, who was one of the producers on Stargate Atlantis.
Oh, right. Martin joined us a little later on.
A little later.
Right, Martin. And then the fellow, oh gosh, I forgot his name, the blonde guy.
Vic.
Thank you.
Voice actor here. Have you guys met Vic? Lovely man. We had Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo.
Michael Shanks.
Handsome.
Handsome man.
Closer you get, the better looking he gets. With
Smells
me,
good too.
the inverse is true. Keep backing away, you're gonna fall for me. Then we had Cindy.
Yeah, my best friend, Cindy Busby.
Then
She's
you.
here, somewhere.
She's behind that screen, I
She's
bet.
hiding.
I'm gonna pretend I'm looking right at her. So where's the camera? Who's right there? Hey, Cindy. We're up here on the stage. Wait, that way. We're here on the stage. Right. So, and then you.
And then me.
The lovely and talented Felicia Day.
Today.
Who's wearing the cutest shoes today.
And then you. Me. Yeah. And what's funny is Will was being recognized the most of all. And he was like, Jewel, please remember this happening. So we can bring this up later. People kept coming over and asking to take pictures, and then somebody asked you to take a picture?
Every time someone would recognize him and be pleasant and wonderful to him, and walk away and say, hey guys, remember that time that people kept asking for my autograph and my photo, but not Nathan's? Well, Will, no one can forget it, just keep in mind.
Yes. In pieces.
That's pretty great.
How do you know where the back cover is?
That's good.
It's really good.
Joel,
What?
you keep coming back to these cons.
That's right.
I know why. But I want to hear you tell me why.
Because I have a good time.
Right?
I don't do much of anything if I don't enjoy it.
Right.
I have to have fun, pretty much in everything I do. Even at the dentist's office.
That little mask with the gas.
Yeah? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun stuff.
I don't like metal on my teeth, man. Can't do
Me
it.
either. It's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a good time.
You know, it's been 11 years
Wow.
since
Yep.
we met.
Yes.
Do you remember our first convention? In the UK? In
Was it-
Blackpool?
Oh, yeah.
Me, you, and Summer?
Summer.
And we had no idea anybody was going to be there.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And we were so surprised that there were people there that were actually there for us.
Yeah, they're into it.
Because it was predominantly a Buffy convention, I
It was a
think.
Buffy convention. We were like the sideshow.
We're always the sideshow, okay? Everywhere we go, we're the
Especially
sideshow.
Adam's here. What?
Sometimes that gets a laugh. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, do you remember that?
I do.
Long time ago.
I do. I remember that. It is pretty amazing. I'm a fan of Firefly. I don't know if you know that.
I do know that. There is not a bigger fan.
And this is not
A Firefly than this
self-promotion. I really like that show.
Good show.
There'd be times I'd be doing a scene with Jewel, with Gina, with Al, just these lovely, talented people, and I'd be going, this is going to be great. Look at the way she's doing that. I can see all the processes. I know just what she's thinking. She doesn't have to say a word. Why is nobody talking right now? Is it my line?
Well, you have a lot of the props still from the set, right?
I don't know if I have a lot.
I feel like you
62?
have all of the props.
62 a lot? Is that a lot?
That's a fair amount, my friend. That is a fair amount.
It's fair.
Yeah. So, do you remember that time?
I do.
Do you remember at the end, I think it must have been the series, I think it was the series, Gina, all she wanted was Zoe's vest, her sexy little leather vest, It's all she wanted to take with her. And it went missing. And to this day, nobody knows where it went. Yeah. I just wonder if sometimes with all these props, if maybe you make believe Firefly when you're not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's not that hard to have a vest altered when it's too small. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough.
Jewel,
Yes.
sometimes when we come to these panels, people have questions. They need to know.
They need to know.
Burning.
And it's amazing what people come up with.
Yeah, we were talking last night.
That's their burning question they
What was
need
your
to
favorite
know.
question yesterday?
Oh, I liked the ringtone one.
That was my favorite.
I've never been asked that. That was new.
And it's something I care a lot about.
You do care a lot about
Too much.
ringtones.
Maybe too much about
You
it.
really do. What do you think we have today? If anybody
Let's
asks,
find
do you
out.
think someone's going to ask if there's going to be a Serenity 2?
If somebody doesn't ask if there's going to be more Firefly or Serenity, I will give you $10. Canadian.
You give me $10? You give me personally $10?
Yes.
Sweet lunch on me.
What are the questions? Are they over here today? Should we start with the questions?
Yes.
Stars.
This is your pound. I'm just sitting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right.
I'm in charge.
How do I not ask that now? I don't know. I just want to say it was awesome yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys remember me, but I was going around with the Mother's Day card. And you guys were gracious enough to sign it. And my wife just about cried because I was so bloody excited about all the autographs and Nathan and Jewel and everything that I couldn't hold back. I had to give her first Mother's Day card last night. I was almost like a crying baby too, so it was pretty good. But yesterday, Jewel, you gave me trouble because that was the first question, and I wanted to ask Nathan a question, and you gave me trouble because I asked him and not you, so I'm glad you're out. I can fix that mistake.
That is so Canadian.
So I'm going to fix that mistake by asking both of you a question.
That's not how this works.
So you were just talking about the best questions yesterday. So mine is, you signed my Mother's Day card. It was very unique and individual for me. What are some of the best stories you guys have of unique things you signed? I know I was with the girl yesterday, Will Wheaton signed her breast. What have you guys done? What sticks out? What do you love to talk about when those stories come up?
I signed a boob once.
It wasn't mine.
It wasn't your boob. But I did sign a lady's boob. And then she got my autograph tattooed permanently on her boob.
Thank God you have a gorgeous autograph. Have you seen Abby Baldwin's?
Yes. Well, that would have taken up the entire boob. Like all depending on, like it would have taken up my entire boob for sure. Like it all depends on the size of the boob.
Horrifying injury. What happened to you? Yours is like a blossom.
A blossom?
Yeah, you just got looks like a flower.
That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
What have you signed?
Do you
That's
guys remember?
crazy.
There was a shoot. We did a show called Firefly, and
Covered that.
there was an episode called, what was the one called where we stole the stuff from the hospital?
Ariel.
That's the one. There's an episode called Ariel, and Jewel and Alan built an ambulance. Someone spotted it on the side of a highway at some junkyard. Went, dude, that's from and went there and bought it and took it to Burbank at one point. I think it was Burbank.
Oh yeah.
I signed that.
I remember that. The weirdest thing that I've ever signed was
Underboob.
He's super weird. Was this lady brought a Victoria's Secret catalog from an old apartment I used to live in, like 4 houses ago. And my junk mail, I guess, was still coming to this apartment. Had my name on it. And she brought me this Victoria's Secret catalog and asked me to sign it. So that was weird. And then I also signed another boob.
That surprised all of Comic-Con. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Something about this guy I like.
I apparently have
Put my finger on it. Let's see your question.
I do have a question for Nathan, but first I gotta say, Jewel, without Kaylee, Serenity doesn't fly.
Why does that perturb you?
I'm not perturbed. I'm going, that's a fact. This guy don't drive it. This guy don't fix it.
Very true.
Now, I do have a castle question, I guess it would be. The bucket list that you have going, item number 38, what did Castle do to Shatner?
Jewel, on one of the episodes of Castle, he believed it was a takeoff of The Ring. He watched a DVD that was haunted. He believed he had 3 days to live. So he pulls out his wallet and then he has a bucket list. Everything's listed there. And number 38, right? Number 38 was it 38? Break into William Shatner's house. And I thought, come on guys, this was weird. So they changed it to make amends with William Shatner. Right. So I thought that was so very, very clever, and I popped it in the line and saying, okay, gotta get it in my pocket. Does either one of you know William Shatner? No? Okay. So, what do you think?
Why are you putting this on me?
Because I want your answer to this question. Now. What did Richard Castle do to William Shatner where he'd have to make amends?
Oh, there's so many things like this.
Personally, later on in the episode, in another episode, I did a William Shatner impression. And I never want to offend anybody with an impression, I'd rather honor, but so in my mind, I wanted to make amends in some way.
For doing a bad impersonation?
It was a laser blaster. By the way, Bill Shatner and I, if I may drop a name,
You just did.
became Twitter pals. We're buddies on Twitter.
That's a pretty big deal, bro.
I'm really excited about it. What did Richard Castle do to deserve to have this today?
I don't know, I could see him kind of...
You've said enough.
Oh.
I think we're gonna have to leave this one up to our imagination.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What if he like gave him a hug? Something like that.
Try to hug him?
Yeah, tried to hug him. Yeah.
An aggressive one?
Yeah, like a really aggressive one. Like a warm one, like too warm.
Don't let go.
That handshake. Did you hear that? It's freaking me out.
Hello, thank you both.
Hello, Inspector Gadget.
In Firefly, you guys flew around the universe smuggling things, smuggling River and the Doctor and pretty much going wherever you wanted, whenever you wanted to. Could you just tell us how you couldn't bring Summer Clow from the US to Canada?
I have one really good reason why. Because Firefly was a TV show. Sad to say, that ship doesn't exist yet.
As I understand it, Canada would let her in. I think she was afraid of not getting back into the States. They're real mean about stuff.
Thank you.
What do you think Summer's doing right now?
Crying.
I should laugh.
Okay, I have a question for each of you. I don't know how many people will remember, but Jewel used to be on a show called Flash Forward. And I was wondering what your favorite episode was.
Oh, I gotta get into the vault right now. My favorite episode, I really liked an episode called Presents, where Tucker and Becca have their birthdays, and he ends up getting her a jewelry box in the end. I just thought it was really well written. And then what's weird about it is that episode was written by Robert Cooper, who won a Gemini for writing that episode, and then Robert went on to showrun Stargate Atlantis. So all those years later, I got to work with Robert again, and he didn't remember me being on Flash Forward.
Interesting side note. I watched Flash Forward.
Did you?
No flashing.
No.
No flash.
I also have a question for Nathan.
I'm here.
What's the story behind your first kiss?
Man, you guys are creative. I love
Well, they had such great names too. I want to whip them out, but I don't want to publicly.
this. Why?
Oh, they were
You
just.
don't think they're proud of kissing you? I bet they're real proud of. They're telling their friends.
If it weren't for the internet, I would whip them up because they're great names. Great names. Chukola Pamchuballo. Like a long Ukrainian one.
Where
Anyway,
was she from? Let's stop.
My very first kiss, I must have been first or second grade, I'm sure. Girl next door. Great. Her initials were TS. And then, my first girlfriend was fifth grade. Her initials were TW. It was good.
Quick follow-up, would you like a do-over?
I'll say this, I've learned a lot about kissing since I kissed those girls. Probably a little better at it now. And I'm pretty sure for the first one, and I remember, I specifically remember, for the first one, like half my face was dirty from a fall. So I'm much cleaner too.
Thanks. Hello.
I love your outfit.
Thank you. Jewel, it's lovely to see you again. I'm so glad you could come back. And Nathan, thank you very much for filling in at the last minute. We really appreciate you.
Adam West? I have often been known to be a poor man's Adam West. Also a poor man's Michael Keaton.
So my question is, Nathan, if you were actually ever in a gunfight, would you rather have Zoe or Kate Beckett by your side?
Kate Beckett does this thing when she pulls her gun, she goes, hold it right there. In that amount of time, I could have been killed. When trouble starts, there's always all. People die. I'm gonna have to say so. Who are you supposed to be?
I don't know. My question is
It's a lot sexier than when I was wearing it. I don't think I look that good. All
The
right.
heels are better too.
Yeah.
So my question is, there's a specific syntax to Firefly, and when I watch it, I end up yelling at the Goram washing machine. Anyway, how long did it take you guys to get into that, and how long did it take you guys to get out of it after Firefly? Like, did you stumble and like use the sort of syntax that was in the show?
I don't remember it taking very long to get into it at all.
Didn't take you long at all.
What? What
You
does
guys
that mean?
on this show made that dialogue sing. Sing. You know what I did? I would listen to you guys talk and I go, that's good. That's good. I want to do it like that.
But that's the beauty of a well-written show, is the work is done for you. And then getting out of it, I don't know, did any of those words follow you around anywhere?
Do you remember any of your Chinese cursing?
No, my friend. That was very Kate Mulgrew. Not cursing, just some words.
What did you hear? What do you remember? Any Chinese?
Like shura, which was affirmative. Shay Shay. Mei Mei. Remember when somebody wrote Sao Mei Mei and it was like little sister? That didn't work out so well. What else?
I remember. And I went to China. And we had a guy who was also a translator. She was a very sweet lady. And she said, do you speak any Chinese? I said, I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you the only Chinese I know. You tell me if you understand. And I whipped that out. She goes, oh, that's not very nice. I said, oh, so you understand? She goes, no, your accent, it's atrocious. She understood. And then that wasn't, yeah.
That's impressive.
Thanks. I can't get it out. I don't remember the last 6 episodes of Castle that I filmed. I can't erase a Chinese phrase from 11 years ago.
What's funny is a lot of the lines from Firefly have stuck with me too. And it's been a really long time.
Like?
Oh, tons.
Like?
Like, you just gotta have faith in people. So many.
I like that when you said that line, you slipped into Katie's voice.
That hasn't left me either. That's a weird thing. Sometimes when I talk to you, like, I'm playing me. That's exactly. I'm Jewel, you're Nathan. I find myself doing that to you naturally.
You know, when I call my mom, I soften my voice a little bit. She's my mom, I soften it up. When I call my buddy, I go, hey, fart head, you know. And drop it a little. But yeah, we do that thing where you do the thing.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. Good question.
Quickly, I want to know, you have like surprised Jewel and a couple of other people at cons before. Do you plan that out like far in advance? And how many times have you actually surprised them, or do they know?
We don't plan it very far in advance.
Like you'll send me a text and say, oh, I'm going on.
I'm in Dallas. I have a Q&A at 1. What are you doing? And he's like, I'll call in. Yeah, and then this one, I don't know. I'm sitting in the green room. He's like, what are you doing at 11:30? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not. What am I doing at 11:30?
You're coming with me.
Thank you.
There was one time I called and you, Sean, Morena, in summer.
At DragonCon.
We're doing a thing. And I didn't know Summer was there. And I called every one of you except for Summer. I still have so much guilt about that. I didn't know she was there until I watched it on YouTube. And the camera pans over and I go, oh! That would have been so funny. God, she could have had the punchline. It would have been great. Hey.
Next time.
Next time.
I don't know how that slipped through the cracks. Yeah.
Good morning, Field Major Pervert. Sorry, good morning, Field Major Pervert.
Good morning.
Field Major who?
Pervert.
Field Major Pervert. Is that what you said?
He's talking to
Happy
you.
Sunday, darling.
It's from the Last Castle episode.
You got me, man. You got me. White.
I was just wondering, what was your favorite episode of Castle to film?
So we were doing this show called Castle. And in one of the episodes, we come upon a rock star who's been murdered, and they're doing a documentary style film about them. So now we see all these characters we're very familiar with, but now in the presence of a camera that we're aware of. And it changes how everybody behaves because they're very hyper-aware of the camera. My favorite moment, John Huertas plays Esposito. Yo, in the house. Super cool, right? And he says, hey guys, let's grab something. He kind of nods at the camera. How you doing? He goes, take a look at this. Take a look at this. And we all lean over these photos. So lean over the photos with me. He goes, look at this. Lean over, take a look. Lean over. And as I lean over, he goes, to make sure he's on camera. Love it. We go crash into this apartment, and we hear noises inside. Like we're looking for this guy, and he's in his apartment. There's all these noises, boom, boom, bang, bang. Ah, help me, help me! He gets on one side, and he pulls out his gun, and he goes, "Are you ready?" And I go, "Yeah." And I hold up my finger. Gets in the door, and he goes, "Storm in." I got no gun. Sounds good.
Do you remember the guy who played, I think he was a serial killer. I think he was obsessed with Beckett. Can't remember what season it was. But he had a couple, season 2, thank you. He had a 2-episode arc or a 3-episode arc or something.
Yeah, YXK3.
His name was...
I call him Freaky Deaky anyway.
His name, the actor's name is Damien Clark.
Yes.
Damien is one of my best friends, really good friend of mine from LA. And I moved into Damien's old house when I first moved to LA. It's a little trivia for you. Isn't that funny? Small world.
Super creepy on TV. Super sweet in real
I
life.
love him. Yes.
Excellent question.
Thank you. And you really are luckily handsome.
I really am. I said that line one time on one episode, but it made it into this opening credit thing that kind of explains the show for the first couple of years. It's not there anymore. But it became catchphrase. As catchphrases go, I kind of won the lottery.
Hello, Jewel, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going to be here, so I don't have a question for you.
That's okay, I'm just gonna hang out.
Alright, so I'm a big Halo fan, so
Yes.
it's really awesome seeing you and hearing you in ODST as Gunnery Sergeant Buck. So I just wanted to know if you could tell us a little about how you got that part, and if you play video games, and what are you playing right now?
You can.
If you play video games, Jewel, you can answer that question too.
I just know how much he loves the video games.
The year was 2003, I think. I'm not sure. It was early aughts. I had been lugging this giant sea chest around with me for about 6 years since I moved from New York City. Big, heavy thing. And I said, what the heck am I doing with this giant hunk of crap? So I lugged it out to the street and gave myself a double hernia. I couldn't go anywhere for a couple weeks, and Halo had just come out, Xbox had just come out. I said, give me that game, and throw in that Halo thing, looks good, I don't know. I couldn't put it down. And I was public about it, and then the internet takes that and runs with it, and then Bungie, who makes Halo, says, hey, you want to come down and do a voice or two for this thing? I said, yeah, sounds good. So I did like a couple little lines for one of their games, and they had me come back as Sergeant Buck and do a whole bunch of stuff. Right now I'm playing Halo 4 and Black Ops. Gave up on Batman Arkham City because I couldn't find Mr. Freeze's wife, and I just got frustrated. And here's a little tidbit that you got like. Okay, I don't know. If you go on YouTube, somebody sent it to me on Twitter. They took everything I said in Halo 3 and spliced it back to back. So all you hear is everything I ever say in one game.
Somebody had a lot of time on their hands.
I guess, I don't know. But there's like things like, there's a guy driving a Jeep, and if you as the player want to jump in and drive instead, you can just go up to the Jeep and he'll get out. If it's my character in the Jeep, I'll say things like, oh, okay, don't worry, I guess I'll walk. You know I got a bum knee, right? Okay, no, never mind. I'm good. So long as you're happy. If you keep bumping into me, I do a Bill Murray line from Scrooged. Back off, man. That might work with the chicks, but not with me.
Hello. My question is a reading question. So I want to know how far you're into A Song of Ice and Fire, the series, and what you're reading right now, and if you have any recommendations for the summer.
Have you read the Game of Thrones books?
I have not. I'm watching the show.
Oh my God, you're in for a treat.
Oh God, you scare me.
Yeah, you need a hug, Jewel.
You are in for such a treat. We got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. You're in for such a treat. Please read these books. Watch the first season of Game of Thrones.
I did.
Good.
Great.
Now go back and start reading the books.
Okay.
So I've read all the books. If I have to recommend a book, I'm not reading anything at the moment, but if I have to recommend a book, I always recommend World War Z. You want to be prepared for a zombie apocalypse? World War Z. It will give you nightmares. It will. What are you reading?
What am I reading? Okay, I'm weird.
I know.
And you know how they say everybody's nerdy about something? I'm nerdy about food and cooking and wine and all that stuff. And I read a lot of cookbooks. I do. I know it's lame. And my boyfriend makes fun of me because I love my food and wine magazine. And so anytime it comes in the mail, I'm super excited, and I crawl into bed with my food and wine magazine. I'm kind of one of those people that has to read before I go to sleep. My boyfriend sits next to me, and he's like, oh my God, are you gonna turn the light off? And I'm like, I'm just gonna read a little bit. He's like, okay, read to me. And I'm like, but it's food and wine magazine, I'm reading a recipe. And he's like, I don't care what it is. So I'm like, okay. 2 cups of flour. He's out like that. Oh, I'm weird.
Good question, very good question, thank you. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay, I had a longish question, but I'll adapt it to a shortest question.
That's a good idea.
Do you two have any plans to work together in the future?
That's all I think about.
I'd love to. I would.
Yeah.
Like, I really would.
Yeah.
Like, you know, on your show.
That can be done. You could do like a guest thing on cast, that'd be fun. I want to do like a thing with with you. Like
I'd love to do a thing.
that continues
We
to
just
go.
have to write a thing or get somebody to write a thing for us so we can do the thing.
Okay. Good question. Next question.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Good. We have time for another question. Good, go. Go.
Let's see how the
2 minutes, 16 seconds, go.
Hi. Okay. So my question is actually about Much Ado About Nothing, which I'm really excited about. I wanted to know how it was like to work with like Shakespeare's language and any tips for it, because I'm in Midsummer's Night's Dream in a couple months for my school. And my tractor over there.
Much Ado About Nothing, beautiful little project. Josh took all his favorite actors. that were available. And filmed it in 12 days in his house. I think that slid by. It's good. The secret to Shakespeare. Have you done Shakespeare?
I have.
Yeah?
It's tough.
I know.
It's tough.
What's your secret?
Very hard.
What do you do?
I study a lot.
The trick is you have to understand it.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're saying.
Otherwise, you're just reciting.
You have to know what you're saying. And then just think like Yoda. Because, like, if you listen to Yoda, he's not talking right. It's making sense. You can, like, decode it. Okay. Could you talk forwards, maybe? Yeah, it's like that. That's the secret. Understand.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jewel, you got 45 seconds left.
Hi. About 12 years ago, I was in St. Louis, and I was very shocked when Americans said, "Hey, you're Canadian." And I said, "How do you know?" Because you got an accent.
Yeah. And
I just wondered if that ever happened to you, and how do you manage to get rid of your outrageous Canadian accent in New York City?
It bugs me when Americans do Canadian accent.
Well, because they do the worst Canadian accent ever.
What's that all about? We don't say that.
We don't say that.
We don't say that. You want to do a Canadian accent, you say, like, on the ocean there is a boat. What's that about? Anyway, what I did to lose my Canadian accent was I hung out with a guy from Kansas City and another guy from Tennessee. And they really did their, when you stub your toe, you say, ow. That's how they say their outs and abouts.
House, mom.
Yeah, mom, not mum.
Not mum. Although I call my mom mum.
Process. We say both. They only
I
say
don't know
one.
that one. I always forget that one.
Yeah, I mean, I never can remember which one, but they only say one of those.
Yeah.
And they don't say serviette.
And the other one is pop or soda.
I always said soda because my dad was pop.
Oh yeah, you call your dad pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you ever make fun with the American co-stars by saying after a Bond spiel, I'll go have a poutine and laugh?
If you haven't seen the Kroll show, they did a fantastic parody. It's an American show of like a Degrassi junior high thing called Wheels Ontario, where every kid in school is in a wheelchair. Right? So they got all the demographics covered, but everyone's in a wheelchair. And the new kid in school, come on, Mom, I just gotta go buy a bag of milk with a loony. They did such a great job. And tuck in your blouse, right? They did a fantastic job of a Canadian kind of parody thing. When a Canadian says A, I get a little upset. Stana does it sometimes. It's nice, eh? I go,
I say sometimes.
but
Remember
here
I said it
you're
yesterday,
saying.
and you made fun of me.
I did. When you're in the States, guys, drop the A. You're perpetuating a Canadian stereotype.
But I think, I mean, it's kind of like if you're hanging out around Canadians all the time. Like I've been up here for a while now. I moved back to Canada. I moved back to Vancouver. Best decision I ever made. You can't help it. Like when I'm around my family or my sisters, it just comes so.
And it's scientific fact. It's proven. Your dialect, your local dialect, the one you read, is very important to your brain somehow.
Yeah.
And that's why you slip into it very easily.
Yeah.
And I do. I slip into it. I don't know what that's all about, but. But when our job, when we're doing a job like we do, it can be distracting. People go, what was that? What did they say there?
Yeah, when you're working, you have to really watch it.
Yeah.
And make sure you're...
Here's something I did when I would go to audition or something, they'd say, and sometimes it's just because of my grammar.
Yeah.
They'd say,
Your diction.
oh, I'm pretty cool today, as am I. I go, oh, that's an accent. No, it's not. It's just fancy talk. But people, if I was in an audition and they said, you have an accent, where are you from? And I'd say, I'm Canadian. They go, I knew it. So the next time I'd say, they say, where are you from? I say, upstate New York. They go, I knew it. Well, smart ass, I'm Canadian. Jewel?
Yeah.
Warms my heart to be here, hearing this applause. Really grateful you came out and joined me here. We often talk, right? We often talk about our connection we share through this job we had, which sounds, how we had a job. It was a big part of our lives, and it's remained.
Changed our lives.
Changed our lives entirely. And it's remained a big part of our lives, and it's a connection that's very important to me. It's nice that I can share that with you, and share it with all of you guys too. I'm getting emotional. I'm glad to. I'm gonna cry. I'm very glad to have met you. Right? I'm a richer man. I'm a richer man for this whole thing. This whole thing. You're a huge part of that. You guys are a huge part of that. Thank you.